Say you're hanging with another man, you gotta get more creative, girl, I ain't believing you. Stop trying, stop contemplating, girl. Nothing in this world's gonna make me break. It's gonna take much more to get me out your life. I ain't tiptoe time, I'ma tell you straight.
I'm going with you, babe. I'm going with you, baby. I'm going with you, babe. I don't care where you
Conversation, girl, it really don't matter, cause I'm not leaving you. Say you're hanging with another man, you gotta get more creative, girl, I ain't believing you. Stop trying, stop contemplating, girl. Nothing in this world's gonna make me break. It's gonna take much more to get me out your life. I ain't tiptoe time, I'ma tell you straight.
I'd rather be dead. I'd rather be dead. I'd rather be dead. Or 6 feet in the ground. I'm going.
Welcome to the show. I am Harry. With me is Tyson.
Let me talk to you.
And we are now 600 strong. Thank you very much, everybody. Hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, following all that show goodness. And I want to give a shout out to whoever sang that song, but I honestly can't remember. But it was a good one.
I can't tell you, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course you can. How was your week?
It was a pretty good week up until yesterday, as apparently I rolled through a stop sign that I didn't see.
Uh-oh.
And
They get you.
yes, they got me. But shout out to the police department so I got her ticket eventually, and the officer was hinting that I should be able to take defensive driving or something to get it,
Get it like expunged or whatever.
yeah. But they didn't because it's been a while since I got pulled over. Lots happened in the news since I've gotten pulled over. So I'm like, oh. But yeah, there wasn't any funny business. There was no knees on throats. It was pretty up and up.
Well, if I guess the moral of the story is if you don't try to make a purchase with counterfeit money and then threaten the person who called the police, nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, it was very good. Like, I stopped, I pulled over slowly, put my signal on, pulled over slowly, had the windows down. I held my hand out the window, one hand, turned the car off. And then, they asked for the license and insurance. So it's like, I'm going to reach in my pocket to get my license. And then for the insurance, and then I'm going to go to the glove box. And yeah, I was just calling out play by play, essentially.
Yeah, you got to do that.
It's like, I'm going to use this one hand to get into the glove box.
They asked you for your insurance?
Yeah.
I've never once been asked for my insurance.
You haven't?
No, not
Is it
one
required
time.
there?
Yeah. I think it's required everywhere.
Well, then, yeah. Then they should ask for it. I
I
think the
agree.
last time I got pulled over, I got asked for it too.
Yeah, I've never been asked that.
Yeah. That was, such a boomer because I couldn't find the insurance card. And they're like, you can just pull it up on your phone. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's what my girlfriend's, because I like to have the card. I like to have the card in the little specific spot with the registration. In the event that you do get pulled over, you got all your shit ready. Because the idea of getting pulled over is to make the transaction of your information in the cop's hands as quick and efficient as possible so you can get back on the fucking road without incident.
Yes. And there was no incident. So I'm grateful. I was a little nervous, especially when a second cop showed up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they do that.
Like, what are they doing here?
The first time that happened to me was in Memphis. I completely ran a stoplight. I wasn't paying attention. And I was talking to the cop, and then like this other head popped on my passenger side. I'm like, what the fuck? She was all looking in and shit.
Yeah, I was like, what are they doing here? I said that. What's he doing here?
No, I couldn't say shit. I was completely in the wrong.
No, that's what I said because I was like,
Oh.
I didn't watch a lot of news. I don't know what's about to happen now.
Sir Geller. Then another one shows up. And another one.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you got a swarm on you. Hey there. Out joyriding, are we?
Yeah, I've learned if you get pulled over, you want the least amount of cops there as possible. Because if there's a lot of them showing up, it ain't gonna end well.
Yeah, you're either going with them or you're staying there, and
Yeah.
it's probably going to be worse off than when they found you.
Yeah, there was even I found there was a pair of scissors in my car, and I was like, the I was like, I use this to cut shipping labels for the stuff I ship out. Like I immediately explained.
God damn. You overshare.
Why do you want him? Is that he's got a knife?
The last time I got pulled over, that I didn't signal, and the guy's like, "You didn't signal." I was like, "Okay." I don't like telling them my shit.
I mean, I didn't tell them. I didn't argue it. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you didn't stop there." I'm like, "Oh well, okay."
You didn't see the sign?
I didn't. Different part of town.
Mm.
I was, truth be told, I was, on my phone anyway, so I didn't see it.
Well, that sucks. What was the fine?
They didn't tell me. They just said I have to call this number by I got a month to call the number, which means I'll wait a month to call the number and then figure it out. I mean, no sense in calling it early.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well, moving on. Let's go ahead and get into our main attraction. Where the fuck's my shit? Let's start with a little bit of JCW. And we recapped last week. Caleb Conley, Matt Cross were at each other's throat. Caleb actually tried to assault Cross with a hammer. And then Vince Russo stepped in and made Cross and Shane Mercer join forces. Kerry Morton beat Jeeves to get to EC3. And then Vito's guy was found dead in a body bag because his nephew decided to fuck a couple juggalettes instead of, whatever he was supposed to be doing.
And thinking back on that, I think I pointed out maybe that was a setup the whole time. But they just showed up and took him like that. Maybe someone sent them to do that.
Maybe. I don't know. We're going to find out. So we cut to an alley, I guess. And Choppa City is just walking. Then they get attacked and beaten the shit out of by Too Tough Tony and Willie Mack. Tony and Mack get their tag titles back. And I noticed that... Pardon?
I said it's unfortunate. They just got assaulted like that in the parking lot. No one did anything about it.
Nope. I like how one of the guys, the Choppa guys, is Bruce Wayans. That's hilarious to me. We have Violent J backstage. Caleb Conley pulls up, says Vince Russo ain't here. So Conley's going to be Jay's right-hand man tonight. Jay says he's fucking Russo up if there's shenanigans. Conley said, Russo specifically said no shenanigans, and everything's on the up and up. Then the Green Phantom arrives. Says he wants another match, and as long as there's no bees, he'll win. Violent J says Green Phantom is facing Luigi Primo, and if he loses to Primo, it's over. And boy, would it be. Mac Davis interviewed a girl. Then the Green Phantom faced Luigi Primo. Well, Primo got attacked by the guy who was dressed as a beekeeper last week. And this week he's an evil scientist. He says he's the Green Phantom's arch nemesis, and they've been facing each other through every multiverse or some bullshit. So they have a match. It's kind of back and forth. Phantom hits his move, and it's kicked out of, making him even more of a pussy. And then the evil scientist drinks something, but that doesn't come into play whatsoever because Luigi Primo's back, and he cost Phantom the match after throwing pizza dough in his face. It was intended for the scientist. And then the Green Phantom had the fucking balls to superhero pose on the ropes after all that bullshit. How they did not throw trash at him, I don't understand.
They weren't a trash throwing group this time.
Barnabas the Bizarre is freaking out backstage. He finds the Outbreak smoking weed or crack or whatever the fuck they were smoking. He freaks out some more after that.
And there's a new hook that they've brought in.
What's that?
Who's supplying them?
Oh, God. I don't care. Like the whole zombie crack addict thing just ain't working for me. Especially, like, that's the whole fucking show.
Yeah, they do get a lot of segments.
Why?
Well,
like, I like
Barnabas.
Barnabas. What's that?
I said they're trying to get the story over.
But it's not a good one.
It's not, but they're trying.
Okay.
I mean, there's that little who's supplying them. It might lead to something.
It'll be the old Frankenstein. Now what? Exactly.
They might make a formidable faction.
We had a Father Bronson vignette. Turns out he's working from the bottom of his list and going after Facade, I think.
I guess I kind of got that too. But Facade's also a champion, so how's he already going after a champion?
Yeah, but he's like the lower champion. I think Luigi Primo got a match against him. No, the Green Phantom did.
Not a title match.
You don't know that?
Well, it was so quick. Yeah.
We had Violent J backstage after that. Timu No Definition Rodriguez said some things. Then Barnabas the Bizarre interrupts, and he wants his team to get their asses beat by Matt Cross and Shane Mercer. Violent J tells him no, and then Barnabas freaks out. Mac Davis comes out. He brings out Jeeves, who then brings out EC3. EC3 talks shit about WWE, AEW, and NWA, and then says JCW is the best. And then he said, fuck.
Yes, he proclaimed that he's never gotten this cuss on TV before.
Yeah. Like, he specifically mentioned the celebrities with WWE, and then AEW is just a rich billionaire's little sandbox. It's like they all just laughed at NWA. That's sad. So Barnabas the Bizarre runs into Caleb Conley. Conley says he'll try to pull some strings and get the Outbreaks. And get the Outbreaks' asses kicked. And that leads us to Barnabas the Bizarre and the Outbreak coming out to the ring. And apparently Caleb Conley went over Jay's head and approved the Outbreak getting their asses kicked by Matt Cross and Shane Mercer. Future endeavors. Then the new ass-kicking team Russo made up had a competitive match with a couple of crack-addicted zombies. Then the zombies just left through the crowd. What?
Yeah, they were impressive-looking team. This being Future Endeavors.
They were great.
But yeah, they had a competitive match. I also don't like the fact that, like, the whole thing was like, if the Outbreak wins this match, like just winning the match will, I don't know, if they win this match, they're still able to be crack addicts, or like this experiment failed if they win,
Right?
But it was just about them getting their ass kicked. So,
well, they were supposed to be
wins
beat.
and losses.
Barnabas wanted the addiction beat out of them.
Yeah, but that didn't have anything to do with winning the match.
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt. Mac Davis interviewed Violent J. He's pissed Conley went over his head. Conley pulled up, said, is he sorry? It won't happen again. Then Timu No Definition Rodriguez comes up and tells Conley to make her the special guest referee for the girl match. And then he immediately says yes. And Mac Davis is like, did you just do that? And Conley's like, yeah, it was fucking awesome. Like he found his dad's porno mag. And then we had the girl match. Anything to add?
No.
Cool. Violent J and Caleb Conley are backstage. Jay's pissed at Conley, so he's picking 4 special opponents for Conley to face throughout the next 4 weeks. And they'll be outside of JCW.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Could be. You have Mac Davis and Barnabas the Bizarre, and the stupid zombies are still addicts. So, Future Endeavors did nothing.
Yeah, now they're in the parking lot huffing gasoline from people's cars.
Yeah.
Which is kind of expensive right now.
Yeah, what the fuck? And then we had our main event, which was Old Frankenstein and Stephen Flow versus the Brothers of Funstruction. And this was nothing. This was a nothing match. Stephen Flow is a fucking embarrassment. All 50 fucking pounds of him. Like both of the brothers were like, I don't know. They look like wrestlers. And then you have little tiny Stephen Flow, who looks like a midget wrestler. An anorexic midget wrestler.
Looks like no kind of nothing wrestling involved related.
Yeah.
Like if you saw him on the street, you would not think wrestler.
No.
You wouldn't even think anything athletically.
And why is the ring rat with him? What does that add?
I
That
don't
just
know.
makes her look stupid.
They didn't really go into that. But I will say that because they went with the little story with the Brothers of Funstruction,
Mhm.
a little side quest story they did where they were, I don't know, human for a week.
Literally a week.
Yeah.
The brothers
It made,
is Chicone.
yeah, it made this more like tolerable. So I remember when I first saw them, it was like, what is this? So them having that little weeks thing made this a little bit more tolerable for me.
Okay. Well, old Frankenstein decided to leave the match for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And then Stephen Flo's about to use the guitar on the Brothers of Funstruction because the ring rat gave it to him. But Cocaine comes out and he kicks Stephen Flo's ass. Then Vito comes out and he beats the shit out of the Brothers of Funstruction with a Singapore cane. And that's a DQ.
Yeah.
So then Vito drags Ruffo away and then puts him in the trunk of a car. And I think Vito's guy that was in a body bag was there, just fresh as a daisy.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty
I
sure he
wouldn't-
was.
I'd believe it, but yeah, I don't remember.
I'd almost bet money it was the driver.
Oh well, they didn't focus on the driver.
They focus, yeah, but you saw him.
Yeah, but come on now. You know, they got that kind of a budget to be hiring different people.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna go through the trouble of putting him in a body bag, all bloody up and shit, he didn't even have a neck brace on.
Well, if he was the driver, I don't think you were supposed to recognize that he was the driver.
How could I not?
I don't know. You know, like in movies where they reuse people for
Yeah, but they
different
don't.
things. Like Freddy Krueger is also like the janitor in one scene.
Freddy. Yeah.
It's like they gotta, I don't know, they gotta work with their budget. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't notice the driver at all. I just saw them putting him in a trunk.
Well, that was JCW. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. It's hard for me to wrap my finger around it. And the only the only interesting wrestlers right now are Father Bronson and then Mercer and Cross. Mercer is the only one that looks like an actual wrestler.
The taller one?
He's the dude with the goatee.
Yeah, the taller one.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like he won't be there long.
Well, hopefully he beats women or something so he can stay. But yeah, that was JCW.
I'll say it wasn't the best show, but
No,
there's a lot of story loops that are opening and closing, so at least
rec-
there's that.
I can't imagine it was any worse than Raw.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that's a perfect segue. Let's go to Monday Night Raw. And we're in Knoxville, Tennessee. And the opening segment was a 6-man tag team match. I'm sorry. The opening segment was Roman Reigns confronting GM Adam Pearce about Jacob Fatu's post-match attack on him at Backlash. That video will come up eventually. Pearce was hesitant to have Fatu on the show, but Reigns demanded an acknowledgement ceremony and tried to assert control.
Yeah, they were gonna. Pierce was adamant that he was gonna fire Jacob Fatu because Fatu, threw him out of the way during the post-match beatdown at Backlash, and Roman's like, "Fire him? You can't fire him. He hadn't acknowledged me yet." And then he was going on and on about, well, not on and on, but he was like, "We signed a contract. It said if he loses, he's going to acknowledge me." And then he reminds Pierce that he was the one that brought Jacob into the company, so he'll be the one to take him out.
That seems like important stuff for this AI to have missed.
Maybe.
It doesn't mention any of that. Then we had the Vision, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul with Paul Heyman. They cut a promo insulting the crowd and Seth Rollins. Austin Theory mocked the Street Profits and Joe Hendry. Then, of course, the Street Profits interrupted. And then looks like they're going after the tag team titles. And Joe Hendry sang a song.
Yes. This led to a 6-man tag,
which the good guys won. Seth Rollins interfered. And then, there was a brawl. Breaker speared Dawkins after some miscommunication, and tensions rose between Rollins and the Profits. Which makes sense. Breaker does the spear, and then Rollins and the Street Profits would bicker. That's what happens when you have a woman writing this shit.
I think what happened was Rollins sidestepped the spear, which then caused Dawkins to get the spear.
Well, was he supposed to take it?
He wasn't, but Montez Ford didn't see. I don't know. Montez Ford was unhappy about it. It's because he doesn't like Rollins.
Well, we had Penta, Ethan Page, Rusev, and Javon Evans doing something. Penta called out Page after last week's events. It's Rusev and Page beat Javon Evans and Penta. Of course, Page is now positioning himself as the next Intercontinental Championship contender. And I guess where the Saturday night's main event is going to return. So that's good.
Boy, did that make me look like a liar.
Yep.
Because I was just talking about, well, I mean, it was, what I said was not inaccurate, but I guess it was. I just said I didn't know that if they had a home for it. Apparently, they still have Peacock. So, yes, it made me look like I didn't know what I was talking about. And that's why we don't report news or break news. It's not, we're not the dirt sheets.
Well, Rusev and Evans fought Penta and Rusev and Page fought Penta and Evans, and of course the good guys stood tall. And then that led to...
So...
Yep.
It's not right. So let me help you there. Okay, so Page, he was egging on Penta at first. Before this match, he was egging on Penta, saying that, since he beat the champion, that makes him the number one contender. Out comes Rusev. Rusev was like, "Hey, I was in that match too." and he gets in the ring, and then Paige is like, "No, no, no, you're right. You know what? You're so right. I even went to Adam Pearce and said, hey, Rusev should be the next challenger for the Intercontinental title." And I almost had him on board, but Javon Evans barged in. Is like, how's Rusev the number one contender when he can't even beat me? So this brings out Javon Evans. Javon Evans had mic time. And then okay, he had so he did this little thing where he's like, whoa, whoa. But he started at the top of the ramp and did that all the way down the ramp. Kept saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. So yeah. Uh and yeah, he gets in the ring, he's like, he said Ethan Page was a liar, but that last part is true. Like Rusev can't beat him, even though he didn't say it. So this eventually led to a match between Rusev and Javon Evans, which Javon Evans won.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Uh,
And yeah, they did make a match. And I think it's Penta versus Page at Saturday night's main event.
yeah, that's what I said.
So uh, I guess that didn't even. I thought it was going to be a fatal four way with where they're going, but I guess not.
Well, maybe eventually. They still got the Clash in Italy to. I
Like
guess
the week
that's going to be
after.
more SmackDown centered. Because I felt like this last one was Raw centered.
Yeah.
Asuka said goodbye, I guess. She shared an emotional moment with Io Sky backstage.
Yep. It was mostly in Japanese, so
Oh, good.
basically what we got out of it was Asuka was looking for someone to take her place, and finally she found Io to be that person. So this is goodbye for her. Now, outside of Raw, the dirt sheets, I guess the story is that she's Dave Meltzer's words, semi-retired, whatever that even means, and she's headed back to Japan for some personal issues, and yeah, basically she's gonna not work a full-time schedule anymore. Is where they are. I don't think but she's also taking this break to go to Japan. So when she comes back, she's gonna be like a part-timer is what they were kind of getting at. And I think she's just done, personally.
I guess we'll see. Maybe she'll do like, a match a year or something.
Let's get that Undertaker schedule.
Yeah, until Gunther retires her.
Yeah.
There was a girl match, another girl match, and then Obafemi had his open challenge. No one answered initially, so Femi took on Los Garza, Angel, and the evil Mexicans in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Of course, Obafemi won, and yeah.
Boy, it's kind of funny that a week ago we said that, why would anybody be stepping up for the open challenge? And then, yeah, this week they do no one answered the open challenge, so he had to go find his own challengers.
Why did he pick the weakest guys?
Well, so they were there to talk to Adam Pearce about opportunities because they weren't getting any on SmackDown. So they were there on Raw to talk to Adam Pearce about it. And then when Oba did his open challenge, he goes to the back and they were just coincidentally right there in Gorilla.
What, did he snatch him?
Yeah, they were in Gorilla talking. I think they said they were talking to women. I don't remember if it was women or if they were just there. in Gorilla talking. And yeah, he walks through the curtains, he finds them, beats them down, and carries them out to the ring.
Huh.
So
Well.
they were just wrong place, wrong time, essentially.
You would think he would look for a challenge, though.
Well, he didn't have time to walk through the whole hallway.
See, this is the shit that he should have done before he faced Brock Lesnar.
Yes. But they had to rush the match.
Oh my god.
Like, and I see a lot of people talking about, oh, they should have waited for the Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam. Well, Brock Lesnar's not here now, so how are you going to wait if he's not even here?
They could. I don't know, man. I think rushing it was a big mistake.
It was only a mistake because they didn't know what to do afterwards. And
which is
also,
always the case.
Yes. And also, so they didn't know what to do afterwards. That's one. Number two, they didn't really have, and they still don't have anybody for afterwards.
Exactly.
Like, Brock Lesnar's kind of a peak name. You don't have anybody to go up from there. Like,
was he going to feud with Rusev?
See,
Javon Evans?
Like, yeah, see, even that, there's like, I don't know, they're not. So, like, when Goldberg would do his thing, he had like names to go after. He had Hugh Morris and Mortis and Glacier, who was undefeated at the time.
And the entire
he was
flock.
At the time, he was undefeated. Don't worry about what happened after that. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, like he had names to go after.
He fought the entire flock.
Yeah, the flock.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah. So yeah, he had people. That's what Oba Femi doesn't have established names to go after.
Like he could feud with Cody, or not feud, but he could go after Cody. He could go after Braun Breaker. Even Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Seth Rollins would be good. I don't know if they want to do Braun Breaker yet. Just because they're trying to build him up, and him losing is the best situation for that. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Unless you make it like that's the final boss. You could make it a spectacle and do it that way. So, but then you would need like the Omos's. Yep, there you go. Sheamus would be another one. Like, you need bigger people that would make it like a spectacle thing each week. Maybe he can maybe next week, because again, they already announced it for next week. So what are you going to do when now no one's answering the challenge? Right. So maybe he can do like a one-man gauntlet match and just beat up all these jobbers.
And then what?
It's going to be, I don't know. It's like the Ryback thing, where Ryback was just going through these jobbers, and then they were just like, just add more jobbers to the match. Essentially, I remember him shell shocking like 4 people at once. Yeah, they were smaller guys, but still impressive.
Well, I guess we had a AAA Mega Championship match. Dominic Mysterio defeated Chad Gable.
Yeah, we knew what was going to happen. The Grandes were going to cost him, and they did. So,
well, then we had Roman Reigns' acknowledgement ceremony, And Jimmy Uso warned Roman, and Jay tried to intercept Fatu in the parking lot. But Fatu attacked the Usos, heading to the ring, and then chaos erupted immediately. Fatu and Reigns brawled. Reigns used chair shots to gain control, but Fatu hit a super kick, and then the Tongan death grip. And then Fatu powerbombed Reigns through a table, reapplied the Tongan death grip, and then officials intervened, but Fatu returned to spear and tackle the Bloodline, which was Reigns and the Usos, all through a barricade. And then Fatu stood tall and unhinged and refused to acknowledge Roman Reigns, I guess.
Yeah. It was a good segment. It was pretty much what they've been doing weekly with Fatu. The only difference is this time he took out the Usos. So kind of solidifying that they're not joining him. And
Were they supposed to?
they weren't supposed to, but that was, you could kind of think, you could kind of see maybe it was going to happen because, up until that point, they had not gotten physical. So
It would make sense if you won the title.
yeah, I mean, clearly they're running this back. So Fatu will be getting another title match, probably in Paris or Italy, wherever they're going.
Okay. Why didn't Roman just get up from the Tongan death grip since he did that last match?
He didn't just get up from it. He struggled. And yeah, he put it on him multiple times this time. Or well, he did last time too. He even had this and he did this on Saturday night, so it's like an iteration. So you know how Dragunov does his jumping forearm where the person's lying on the ground?
Yeah.
So he kind of does that, but into the Tongan death grip. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's cool. I like how he has his fingers taped.
Yeah, that's a good little touch.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna see where he he is feeling dangerous, so I like the new direction that they're going here with him. But it's gonna be for nothing if he loses when he loses again.
Right.
And again, you can't just be putting this new move you're trying to get over and you put it on Roman 10 times in the match and still lose. You have to figure something out there.
Right. That's
like I said, they should
have.
Yeah, like I said, they should have done the Mankind mandible claw thing where you start out where he's using it and the person who's getting it starts spitting up blood or something. I even remember when Undertaker debuted the Hell's Gate and he would put it on people and they'd start spitting up blood. You gotta have some spitting up blood, I guess.
Well, even something as simple as the ankle lock. Just remember how devastating that was?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. But that was Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, and there was one segment to, I guess, just kind of a side segment that happened backstage that I just want to go ahead and point out. So the Vision, they were getting interviewed by Jackie Redmond in the backstage. And they go, so what's his name? Austin Creed. No, what's his name?
Theory.
Austin Theory. Him and Logan Paul. They're doing this interview and they're like, "Oh, let's go to eat." So they get in their car to go to eat. That's SUV. In the car is sitting Maxine Dupree. So she's hanging out with the Vision, and she was hanging out with the Vision last week too. So I just want to point that
dear
out.
God.
Now,
What do you mean she was
seemingly,
hanging out with them?
She was hanging out with them.
When?
She was in the back. She was in a segment talking to him.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, and then this week, yeah, she. It was one of those Easter egg things where they panned a little bit because the car door was open, and they panned a little bit, and you saw a blonde woman sitting in the car, and it's like, hey, that's Maxine Dupree. So you can only assume that. Well,
God. They're still trying to fucking make her something.
Well,
she fucking sucks.
I mean, were they going to out to eat, or was she the eat? I don't know. Just yeah, I don't know what they're with here, but just hopefully they don't like. If she does join the Vision, hopefully it's just as a valet and not like a wrestler.
Oh no, they're gonna train her. There's gonna be black and white vignettes of her getting her ass whooped by the Vision, and then she's gonna be an ass kicker.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't do that again. I think they've learned their lesson. By the way, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We did that video about Maxine Dupree, and you guys jumped on us for that. Where are we at? What we're looking at on that now?
No shit. Looking pretty fucking smart right now.
Yeah.
But moving on, we have SmackDown, which wasn't any better, I'm sure.
SmackDown was probably it was bad.
Yeah. So we're in Columbia, South Carolina. The opening segment was, I guess, a homecoming of sorts for Trick Williams, because he's from South Carolina, and he was, of course, with Little Yachty. Then the Miz interrupted with the fruitcake that led to trash talk and poetry. God. Did Kit Wilson and Little Yachty have a rap battle?
It wasn't a rap battle. It was just, Kit read his poetry, and then Yachty read or did a rap back to him. I don't know if it was a rap. It was, there was no music or anything. It was just like him spitting lyric that ended in "The Miz has tiny balls." Yeah.
Well, this led to Trick Williams defeating The Miz. And then, yeah, I guess the crowd liked it.
Well, yeah, because Trick was home, so they did the big. Yeah, Trick was home. He started the show with a promo. The promo was basically, "I'm from here," promo, where he mentioned specific streets and restaurants and high schools, But it was a good scene to see. Like, they had like all these white towels, like the rally towels, kind of. So they were waving the towels as he was coming out. Whoop that Trick! So it was a good little scene, but yeah.
Okay. So I guess he's done with Sammy for the time being.
Kind of. They didn't have a interaction specifically, but Sammy did ask for a rematch.
He got a rematch and he lost.
Well, he asked Aldis for a rematch. He's like, there was a segment. He was like, "Oh, you know, I'm glad I did the right thing out there, even though I lost the match. But this time, when I get this rematch, you know, I'm gonna set the record straight this rematch." And Aldis is like, you already got your rematch. You gotta, earn your next one. So there's a little
There you go.
tease there for it.
Well, then we added a girl match, whatever. And then Carmelo Hayes defeated Ricky Starks. So I
Yeah.
guess they like Carmelo Hayes more than Ricky Starks right now.
Yep. It was a decent match. There was a botch in it, but yeah, Carmelo. There was a moment where Ricky Saints tried to put his foot on the ropes. The ref caught him. A few minutes later, Carmelo Hayes won by putting his foot on the ropes, and he didn't get caught.
And I guess Hayes is gonna try to get the U.S. title back.
Yeah, he had in his little segment before the match, he was talking about how Sami Zayn and Trick Williams are diminishing the title that he worked so hard to put on the map. Now, in his promo, he said, "Let's talk about it." And I saw online people were like, "Oh, that was a shot at Trick," and you can even hear the crowds like, "Oh." It's like he's been saying that. Like they actually both been saying that, but he's been saying that. I don't know where you guys think that was a shot. Because I remember when he told Andrade to put the fries in the bag, and he was like, "Let's talk about it." And that
I
was
don't even
before Trick.
remember Andrade.
Well, it was before Trick was even on the main roster, so he's been saying it. He just hasn't been around so long, and I guess it is now just Trick's thing. So maybe he's gonna have to stop saying it.
Or maybe it was a shot.
It might have been, but they've both been saying it. Even in NXT, they both used to say it.
Damian Priest beat Tama Tonga. Priest won with the South of Heaven. And yeah, I guess there's still tension between Tama and Solo.
Yeah.
Charlotte, I'm sorry, we had a girl match. There was a girl interview. Danhausen and Johnny Gargano and R-Truth did stuff.
So R-Truth, he's trying to create a new Judgment Day. He said he named it Judgment Day 2000. He was talking to Royce Keys. He was like, "Hey, thank you for helping us last week. If you want to put in an application to the new Judgment Day, I'll make sure you get in." So that was that whole segment. Danhausen, he was backstage in his lair. So now this is like a weekly thing, his lair. And he is now cloning someone else. But
oh my
this time
God.
but this time it's a human, like a big person.
Are we sure?
Yeah, so he wheels in on a gurney a dead body.
What the fuck?
Yes, he wheels in on a gurney a dead body, and yeah, you can see just the feet, and the feet were like, I don't know, really big, like maybe 17 size shoe. So seems to be an actual size person now. But it's I don't know. It kind of reminds me because he mentioned that the Minniehausens were on vacation, so it kind of seems like he's gonna be straight up like that that guy with the minions, Doctor whatever,
Mm.
and the minis are gonna be the minions. I don't know. Great for kids, I guess. Actually, they probably could even make a cartoon out of it, like just more merchandise machine for that shit. But it's nothing for a adult viewer. But it is going to be, I don't know. Who's the body that he's resurrecting? Is it going to be Omos? Because it was a big shoe.
Guess we'll find out. Unfortunately,
Yeah. What is even? I guess maybe he's going to be in the tag team division with this clone that he creates. I don't know.
well, let me get our main event segment. The contract, which was a contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Gunther for Clash in Italy. I do not like the fact that Gunther is facing Cody Rhodes because there's no way he's going to win.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. There's gonna have to be some shenanigan
Or he'll just beat him like he did last time.
or that.
Well, Royce Keys interrupted, and he reckons he should be the number one contender. So that sets up a match between Gunther and Royce Keys to become number one contender. Even though Heyman cashed in the favor and all that bullshit, and
Well,
they had a contract.
so
They
it's
sat
a
down.
interesting. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was an interesting segment to say the least. Uh, Gunther, I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes. He starts out. He comes out there, music playing. He throws chairs into the ring. He throws a table into the ring. He sets it up, and then he says, "I have got two contracts. One to bring Gunther to SmackDown, and the other one for the title match. That's for Gunther. So all that's left is Gunther. Get your ass out here and sign a contract." Gunther comes out. He on the ramp. He's like egging Cody on. He's like, "You don't know what I had to go through to get this deal done with Paul Heyman." It's like it's been months of planning, sure. And he's like, maybe I'm the best wrestler. I'm the best wrestler alive. Maybe you should ask me nicely. You didn't even say please. And then Cody's like, all right, Gunther, please come sign this contract so I can whoop your ass. And then Gunther's like, I don't think you really meant that. Why don't you say? He's like, why don't you try it again? But this time say Mr. Gunther.
There you go.
And then, yeah, at this point, then Royce Keys' music hits, and he's like, "You know what? If you're not going to sign the contract, I will." So he goes to the ring, and he picks up the pen to sign the contract. Gunther runs down from the ramp and stops him from signing the contract. So they play a little tug of war with the pen. He gets the pen back. This being Royce Keys, try to sign it again. Gunther stops him again, and then out comes Aldis, and he's like, "You know what, Gunther? You overplayed your hand here. So now there will be a number one contenders match. You versus Royce Keys. The winner will face Cody Rhodes." And then Cody Rhodes finishes, of course, with his new catchphrase, "I'm easy to find, hard to beat."
whatever.
So yes, Gunther kind of brought it on himself for playing around instead of just signing the contract.
I guess. So it led to Gunther versus Royce Keys. And Gunther won, thankfully. I guess
Yep, and he is
Solo.
on his.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yep, he's on his way to wherever it is, Italy, Paris.
I guess
wherever.
Solo interfered.
Yeah, because they're doing this thing where he's still trying to recruit Royce Keys to the bloodline.
Didn't
Or,
Royce Keys
sorry,
pretty much
the
say no?
MFTs. He did, but
Okay.
they're still trying. Unfortunately, it seems like what we're now going to get out of this is Royce Keys will be feuding with the MFTs for the foreseeable future.
So he's in Jacob Fatu's spot.
Yes, or the Wyatts before they got fired.
So Cody Rhodes hit Gunther with a crossroads, and he stood tall to end the show. Oh, boy.
Yep, and that was SmackDown. And if that's not any bad news enough, they announced a match for next week. And this, I mean, obviously this is like a WrestleMania Night 2 preview here that we're getting. But they already announced it. And it's going to be Tala Tonga versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So they're already telling you next week. It's not don't watch next week either.
That's the main event? Or is that just a match?
It's just a match, but just shows you the quality of show that they're already
Right.
setting up. Again, that's probably going to be like a Night 2 WrestleMania main event eventually.
There's like absolutely nothing worth watching.
Yeah, we're far from riveting television. And I know people keep saying, oh, this show's written by ChatGPT. And it's not. I assure you it is not, because it would be more creative if it were.
It's just amazing how uninteresting they've just made everything. And the fact that they don't have anybody to like Cody Rhodes is the top guy. And then you have Drew McIntyre, who always loses. You got the likes of Rusev. They've ruined Gunther. I don't know.
I just think it's just the lack of. Well, it's the lack of stories. And the other thing is, yes, it's the people. Like, oh, this match next week is Tala Tonga versus Shinsuke. Well, the only problem is Shinsuke is a loser, and I don't think Tala Tonga is too far behind. The MFTs do a lot of losing too, so you put a loser versus a loser. Who are we supposed to, where's the interest supposed to be at there?
Right.
Ricky Saints. Oh, it was a little bit interesting that he had a match against Carmelo Hayes, but he lost that, which makes him 1 out of 3 so far on SmackDown. So he's already lost. Yeah, he lost. No, sorry, he's 1-2. So he lost to Cody. He lost to uh, this guy, Carmelo Hayes. So already setting him up as a loser. It's just like, I don't know. You keep seeing these people lose, then you just associate them as being a loser, and then you're trying to build them for matches. It's like, well, I mean, I've seen them lose a lot.
Like, why would I want to be watching them?
Well, if they were winning and had interesting stories, we'd be a little bit more
Exactly. Yeah.
interested in them.
But if all they do is lose, like Drew McIntyre,
Yeah.
all he does is lose. He has, for the most part, compelling stories, but he's ultimately going to lose.
Yeah, and he's stories that he wins out on. Believability is what we're going for here. They need to be believable that, and I get it. As a heel, you're supposed to lose a lot, but I don't know. You got to get some wins in there.
You have to be a threat.
Yeah,
You're
we
not
can't
a
just
threat.
be watching and immediately assume that you're going to lose.
Well, that was SmackDown. Riveting television.
Yep, and we're going into the summer, which is just means it's going to get even worse because they don't try in the summer,
Nope, they sure don't.
and they already aren't trying. So what is not trying when you're not trying
Right.
look like?
Well, moving on, we have our Wrestling Rewind. And this week is WCW Super Brawl 2000. I have no idea where we are. I'm going to write that down. But we did have an opening hype video. Ric Flair and Terry Funk are feuding. They had joined forces against ass kicker Marcus Buff Bagwell last time we saw him. But they're having a death match tonight. I also think now I know, Ric Flair let Terry Funk beat his own son David's ass rather than face him. And Funk was on the mic, "Please, Rick, come out and save your son." And I think, Rick left in a limo. He's like, "I'll be all right."
Yeah, and I think I picked up. It was an I Quit match, and Terry Funk ended up quitting because he was like, Rick wasn't going to come save him. It's his son.
So David Flair has a win over Terry Funk.
I think that's what I picked up. May not have been that way, but I think that's what I picked up.
Lex Luger is facing Hulk Hogan. Luger is breaking everybody's arm by Pillmanizing people's arms with chairs, like he did with Sting. And it's interesting because everybody in this fucking pay-per-view has a broken arm. It's just like Luger's a menace.
Yeah, I was like, golly, he's broken like the whole rosters. Like everybody had a cast on.
Yep. Psycho Sid beat Kevin Nash to finally become the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. I guess he outsmarted the NWO. So the NWO split up again or something. Which sets up Psycho Sid versus Scott Hall versus Jeff Jarrett. This is a three-way dance for the World Heavyweight Championship. Jarrett also took out Commissioner Kevin Nash with a guitar. Then we cut to Mean Gene Okerlund. He's standing outside of Commissioner Kevin Nash's office. It's his office because there's a little Post-it taped to it that says, I think it's a commissioner or some shit. Okerlund wants to know how Nash is doing after being attacked by Jeff Jarrett. Then a bunch of hoes come out of the office, followed by Jeff Jarrett, and then Creative Control. I guess they're back together again. What's more is I guess we're supposed to think that Jarrett fucked all of the hoes at once.
Because he's the man.
Jarrett then says he just rang Kevin Nash's bell and he's not going to be here tonight. Even though Jarrett just fucking said Nash is in fact here tonight. Somehow Jarrett is now now the acting commissioner, and he reinstates Creative Control, then says they'll be out there with him during the 3-way dance tonight, which is also no DQ. Mean Gene then gets very, very distracted by the hose.
Good for him.
And then we cut to commentary. Mark fucking Madden is with Tony Schiavone and Mike Tenay. Mark Madden might be the worst commentator ever.
He's definitely the thirstiest with what he was saying with every woman that was there. I mean, at one point he was talking about Daphne screaming. It's like, I know that means she likes it. So yeah,
I couldn't stand him.
I was uncomfortable listening to it.
Shivani talks up Nash not being at the pay-per-view, leaving the door open for Jarrett to do whatever he wants. Madden doesn't say anything relevant throughout the whole pay-per-view. Shivani then talks up Lex Luger versus Hulk Hogan with Mike Tenay. Tenay wants to know if we'll see Hulk Hogan or Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And they all talk about Flair versus Funk. I guess the rivalry started in 1989. It is now 2000. They were old then. And they're ancient now. Well, one of them's not with us, but like they were fucking like old in 2000.
Yeah. There was even talks about them being at the end of their careers during the match. It's like, no, unfortunately, they're not.
Then they go over the other matches, and then they also say James Brown is going to appear, but Mike Tenay does not buy that for 1 second. And then the first match of the evening is Lash LaRue versus the Artist, formerly known as Prince Iakea. This is for the Cruiserweight title. And this is the finals of an 8-man tournament. You see, Oklahoma beat Medusa, then relinquished the title, which led to the tournament. And Prince Iakea actually thinks he's Prince. That's what I got out of that. There's lots of purple in his entrance. He's with Paisley, which is Charmel. And speaking of which, the match started with LaRue smacking Paisley's ass. Then the ref allowed Paisley to kick LaRue while Prince held him. And then Paisley also was allowed to stand on the apron for like the majority of the match. She was standing there so long, even Shivani said something. And then Prince won after a diving tornado DDT. And then did some gay shit with LaRue's belly button.
Yeah, he licked his finger and then ran it up his body.
Oh, God.
Because he's Prince now. Guess it gives him some character. I don't know.
I guess.
But he's your new Cruiserweight champion now. That's the takeaway there.
I don't like that LaRue's trying to be a low-rent Chris Jericho.
Is it? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he had the sparkly shirt. It was like he's called the Ayatollah of Shrimp Creola. Call him Lash 2000.
Well, I didn't know if. Okay. Okay. I didn't know if it was him copying Jericho or Jericho copying him, but it's just based off of the time frame. I didn't know which one was which.
I'm pretty sure he said he was the Ayatollah Rock and Rolla in WCW.
Oh, he's not there anymore.
No,
Okay. Okay.
he's
That
been
makes sense.
gone. Well, then they cut to the back in the medical area. Norman Smiley is getting taped up. Apparently, he got his ass beat by the wall. Later, they show him getting choke slammed through a table. So, yeah, he did, in fact, get his ass beat. Then Mean Gene Okerlund interviewed Brian Knobbs. Knobbs has been feuding with Bam Bam Bigelow. And, oh, fuck. I totally forgot he was in the pay-per-view. He got Pillmanized by Luger. But Knobbs is optimistic because his mentor, Fit Finley, trained him to never give up or something.
Fit Finley, who also had a broken arm.
He had a broken arm as well. And then they cut to a door that says "Keep out." No one knows what its purpose is. Oh boy!
And there's our hook for the pay-per-view. Who's behind that door?
Yes. Well, there we have Bam Bam Bigelow versus Brian Knobbs for the hardcore title. Knobbs used Finley to distract Bigelow at the start of the match. Finley's arm's broken too. I'm telling you, Luger's a menace.
Yeah, he's just running through the whole locker room.
He must be stopped. Bigelow, Knobbs, and Finley fight to the back. Knobbs then tells Finley he has to do it himself now all of a sudden. Then Knobbs and who's he fighting? Bigelow head to the ring. Bigelow throws Knobbs through a table and then hits Greetings from Ashbury Park. Knobbs immediately recovers like it was nothing. And then Finley comes out again, distracts Bigelow, and Knobbs is able to win after hitting Bigelow with a trash can while he was laying on the ground defenseless. Just
new hardcore champion.
Just your typical Looney Tune weapons match.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm liking this Knobbs guy. I didn't care for what happened to Sags?
I don't know.
I wasn't a big fan of the Nasty Boys. And yeah, this singles run with Fit Finley, I'm not a fan of either. I like Fit Finley, though. We go to the back again. Ric Flair is talking to Lex Luger and Miss Elizabeth. Flair says Luger and Miss Elizabeth look good, and team package rocks. All right. We then learn that security is guarding Scott Hall's dressing room and doing the same with Psycho Sid's. And then we get 3 Count versus Norman Smiley. 3 Count is a wrestling boy band consisting of the Hurricane, Evan Courageous, the guy that let Medusa fuck her. I'm sorry, the guy Medusa let fuck her. And Shannon Moore. So naturally, Norman Smiley lost because it was 3-on-1 and his ribs were broken.
Yeah, say what you want about them, though. My takeaway was the crowd definitely didn't like them. They were like over with the crowd.
You think the crowd liked them?
No, they did not like them
How is that over?
because they were getting a reaction. They were getting heavily booed and also heavily cheered when they were like, "We're not going to sing a song tonight."
Okay.
I just mean they're getting good. They're getting a reaction.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like
Yeah.
overly. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, they show us the keep out door again. Then it cuts to Jeff Jarrett, who sends creative control to see what's behind the door. But first, we have the demon versus the wall. They said this was a fucking main event brought to us by Snickers.
Yes, they did.
The wall won after choke slamming the demon off the top rope. That's all I can say about that.
Well, I can add that the demon was a carbon copy of Gene Simmons. I think that's worth noting.
Except with
They
muscle.
They even said like something about him being a tribute to Gene Simmons or something. So he had like the Gene Simmons-esque face paint. Yeah, that's about it.
And he did the blood shit. And then Shivani geeked out.
Yeah, even talked about what kind of blood it was or what it was. It's like food
Yeah.
coloring and some other stuff.
And Tanae
Egg yolk.
started rubbing his nipples at how well researched Shivani was.
Yeah. I do like the one little funny line from Mark Madden was he was like, he asked if who was a better band, Kiss or Three Count?
Mean Gene Okerlund interviews Ernest the Cat Miller. Okerlund doesn't believe that James Brown is in the building. The cat says Okerlund's breath smells like old neck bones and assures us that James Brown is here. Then Creative Control try to enter the keep out door, but it was locked. So they go look for a key. Which you would think they would maybe do that beforehand, but whatever.
I thought those strapping lads can just kick the door in, but
You would think, yeah.
never did they really try that.
Then we see Tank Abbott pacing, and then so is some other guy. And that leads us to Tank Abbott versus other guy. And it's a leather.
It was the damnedest match of the night.
It was a leather jacket on a pole match. And they called it skin. That's good. I have a couple of white guys fight over their skins.
Yeah.
They start the match and trade left hooks. Other guy knocks down Abbott, then stands on his face. Tank Abbott won after beating the shit out of other guy, then got his jacket. I felt like he got his jacket, like he climbed the pole after he won the match. So like that didn't even enter the equation.
Well, there's a little bit of a botch here, which I don't know what the hell they were even trying. So, yes, this whole match was just like a fight. There was no like technical wrestling moves. It was just like you said, they started the match by strapping their wrists together and just trading punches.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty much the whole match was them just throwing haymakers at each other. And finally, yeah, Tank Abbott hit him with one of his punches to knock him out. And then he puts him on his shoulders and starts climbing the turnbuckle to retrieve his jacket on the pole. And as you would imagine, this didn't work out. So they literally fall off of the top out to the outside. And then Abbott goes back in and climbs the pole. And then for some reason after the match, he has like a shiv and he's holding it to the guy's neck. He's like, I should kill you. And they would go on for the rest of the night to determine or try to figure out what he was holding to his neck. It's like, was those scissors or maybe like, oh, what was it, a fork? Like they just kept asking throughout the night, like what he was holding to his neck.
I guess I missed that was a botch. It looked like Tank Abbott just threw him out.
No, they fell.
Okay.
He was trying to climb the turnbuckle with them on his back for whatever reason. But yeah, they just spilt out to the ring or to the outside. Sorry.
Right on. Well, after that, Mean Gene Okerlund interviews Harlem Heat, the new Harlem Heat. Ahmed Johnson is facing Booker for the rights to Harlem Heat, the Harlem Heat franchise, and the use of the letter T.
Yeah, Booker is now just named Booker. T is now just named Booker because you can't use T because it's Harlem Heat's property.
Because Stevie Ray, big hood guy, lawyered up.
Yeah.
So
he also can't use music, it should be noted.
Yes.
Because that's Harlem Heat's music.
You can't wear the flames.
And no flames either, yeah.
So Stevie Ray says Booker don't know nothing about watching other people's backs. That's why he's teaming up with Ahmed Johnson now. And the person that used to watch Booker's back might be watching him from across the ring tonight. Because they want to be on the winning team. And then we get a hype video. We learn that Stevie Ray is actually suing Booker for the Harlem Heat rights and his name. And yeah, even the flames. Mean Gene Okerlund then interviews Booker. Booker just says he's never fucked anyone over that didn't have it coming to him. And tonight is for all the marbles. So you have Ahmed Johnson versus Booker. Do you remember when Sheamus and Montez Ford came back after a long absence and they were fat as fuck? But then we saw them like a week after that and they were fit.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't Ahmed. In fact, if anything, he looked bigger. Way his ass just waddled to the ring.
It wouldn't be so bad if his shirt wasn't like painted on.
No shit.
Like that's the tightest shirt he could possibly be wearing.
Well, and there's one point in the match where he did something to Booker and then he just put his hands on his hips. Like, really, dude? Booker came out to white music, and then they had a quick match. Stevie Ray and the lawyer interfered a lot. Booker actually made quick work of Ahmed. He hit the Harlem sidekick, a rock bottom, which Ahmed barely left his feet for. Boy, did it be God. And then Booker hit a massive missile dropkick. And then Booker goes for the win, but the lights go out. And when they return, another fat black guy is just standing on the apron. This distracts Booker, so Ahmed hits the Pearl River plunge, and he gets the win. I think this was one of the guys from Master P's entourage.
I think so. But he was a big dude.
I wonder whatever happened to Midnight.
I don't know. They kept mentioning her during the match, so I don't know.
What'd you think of Ahmed?
I mean, it's sad. Maybe he'll get back into it. What he was once.
I wouldn't hold your breath. Mean Gene Okerlund interviews the Maestro. Oh, God. Apparently, there's this guy named the Maestro. He looks like a fruitcake. He's with some chick. I guess he likes classical music or some shit. And apparently he's been feuding with Ernest the Cat Miller. They've been talking shit back and forth. Miller likes James Brown. Maestro likes classical music. So my question is, does Miller just listen to James Brown, or is that just the category like he calls it?
I would think it's the genre, but yeah, he just called it James Brown.
Okay. Maestro says if Miller can produce James Brown, then he'll listen to whatever garbage music he wants. But if Miller can't produce James Brown, he has to become Maestro's slave. Which I'd say that's a fair bet.
Yeah.
And then we see that creative control are still being thwarted by the keep out door. They found a guy with keys, but turns out the locks have been changed. So creative control just beat the shit out of the poor guy for having the audacity to help him or help them. They beat him up for no reason.
Well, he was no use to them at that point.
Yeah, but they didn't have to. They're so much bigger than he was.
And God forbid he couldn't go find a new set of keys.
Right.
Like that was their hope, and then they took it out.
So then we have Billy Kidman versus Vampiro. So apparently this was a rubber match. Vampiro won the first one, I think, and then Kidman won the second one. Well, I guess they have like a love-hate relationship where they respect each other, but they don't trust each other or some shit. I don't know. But thankfully, the match was short, sweet, and uneventful. Kidman ended up winning after a reverse DDT from the top rope.
And one of the Mark Madden creepo lines of the night, Tori Wilson was up on the apron before the match, and he complimented the cameraman because he was shooting her from her ass. And then he said, "Perfect, now get down on one knee," talking about the cameraman. I guess he was trying to be like Jerry the King Lawler.
I felt like he was trying to be Bobby Heenan. Just edgier.
Maybe.
Mean Gene Okerlund interviewed Terry Funk. For some reason, Goldust was there too. And then Funk promised to kick Flair's ass, and then Goldust will be right there with him. Then Psycho Sid barges out of his dressing room. He wants the guards to bring him Mean Gene Okerlund right now. He's got something important to say. Oh, shit. Then we have David Flair and Crowbar versus the Mamalukes. It's a no countouts or pinfalls. Let's back up. This is a Sicilian stretcher match. And it's no countouts or pinfalls. The members of both teams must be taken out of the arena, not ringside, not to the backstage, not to the parking lot. Well, I guess that counts. But you know what I mean? They got to be out of the arena.
Yeah.
Both of them. These motherfuckers like going all over the place. But this was just another Looney Tune weapons match. Flair got taped to a stretcher, and for some reason, a couple of referees come out and took him away. So David Flair was eliminated, but we don't see like him go out of the arena. So I don't know why you would have that stipulation if you're not gonna like follow through with it.
Well, I guess the refs took him out. I don't know. That was the end of it.
Well, then Crowbar gets put through 2 tables, but still needs to be tied to the stretcher as well, and then he gets taken away. Then David's bitch, Daphne, who's been screaming this entire she's been playing the part of woman. She gets taped to a wheelchair and taken away as well. And the crowd was very happy that she was taken away.
Yeah.
That might have been like the only pop for the for the match.
Well, I mean, it was a David Flair match, and we we're going to get too much out of it.
Yep. He sucks.
It's the whole, I don't know. His little psycho gimmick is just not it.
Yeah, that sucks too. We have Creative Control and Jeff Jarrett backstage. They couldn't get past the vaunted door, but they sure were happy about beating up that guy that was significantly smaller than they were. And Jarrett says, "Don't worry about that. I have a plan." So why'd you send him in the first place, Jeff? Why'd you send?
He needed time to think of the plan. That's why.
Okay. The Mean Gene rushes to Psycho Sid's dressing room, all out of breath, sweating. And Sid just wanted to tell Mean Gene that he's winning his match tonight.
Pretty much, yeah. He just cut his little promo that he was going to cut.
He barged out of his dressing room. Go get him right now. It's important.
Yeah.
Made the guy made the security guy run. So unnecessary. Well, then we have Ernest the Cat Miller coming out to the ring. And he promises James Brown is showing up. And then some guy comes out and it is absolutely not James Brown. Then Maestro comes out wearing a cape, all pissed off. He wants the cat to be a slave right then and there. And Cat and and then the real James Brown comes out and Maestro faints. Brown proceed to have a dance off. And I'll be goddamn, they got James Brown.
They did.
At the like the time of the sinking ship, they have fucking James Brown.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering how much they had to pay him to figure that out.
Probably gazillions. I wonder what he was thinking. Besides the ka-ching.
Well, at some point in his little dance off with Cat, he mentioned that there was his new album was dropping soon. So that's what he was doing. Because, wrestling fans and James Brown fan, big crossover there.
Yeah, it's like apples and oranges. Or, shit. It's like peas and carrots.
Yeah.
Mean Gene Okerlund interviews Scott Hall. Hall says he's winning the belt tonight. And he didn't have to barge out of his dressing room and make some poor security guy run. Okerlund found him.
Yep.
We get a Ric Flair Terry Funk hype video. And sure enough, David Flair and Funk had the I Quit match. Funk is on the mic telling Flair to come out and stop David from getting his ass kicked. And Flair leaves in a limo. Also, Arn Anderson washed his hands of Flair. Like, I'm out. And then Mean Gene interviews Flair. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, he's, despite Flair hitting him, son Flair hitting him with a crowbar multiple times in the back, seems to still be not turning his back on him.
Yeah, the Mean Gene interviews Flair, and he says he's the greatest, and he's going to beat Funk. And that leads us to Terry Funk versus Ric Flair. Texas Death Match. So pinfalls and submissions count, but you have to answer a 10 count after that. So Flair got pinned, or I'm sorry, Flair gets pinned on the outside after a suplex, which I loved. And then Funk got submitted after a figure four. And then Funk gets another pin after a pile driver on exposed concrete. And then Funk just decides to get on the mic in the middle of the match, says he set up a table so he can break Ric Flair's neck again. And sure enough, he pile drives Flair through the table. And he goes for the pin, but pulls Flair's arm up, stopping the count. And then Funk sets up another table, puts Flair on it, and climbs the top ropes. Flair recovers, ends up sending Funk through the table. And then Flair gets the pin, and Funk then can't answer the 10 count. Night and day from what we've been seeing so far.
Yeah. I just thought it was a pretty good match, too.
Oh, of course. It was a great match.
Yeah, and they didn't have to do anything too crazy. I guess the craziest thing was the pile driver through the table.
Yeah, the pile drivers. Which that kind of bugged me because it's such a protected move.
Well, he did the pile driver through the table, and then he pinned Flair, but then he raised his arm up, like he made Flair kick out.
Yeah, but there's earlier where he did a pile driver on the floor. He pinned Flair. Flair kicked out, so then he had to expose the concrete.
Yeah.
It just bugged me, all those pile drivers. And he still didn't win. We see the keep outdoor again. At this point, this better be fucking good, right? And then Mean Gene interviews Hulk Hogan. Hogan says Luger's been running amok. Snap, crackle, pop in everybody's arm. Jimmy Hart's there to see Hogan get his revenge on Luger. If Miss Elizabeth interferes, Hogan's going to snap, crackle, pop her and then shove her down Luger's throat. And we're going to see Hulk go, we're going to see him go from Hulk to Hollywood all in one night. I miss him.
Yeah, it is a little eerie.
And that gives us Lex Luger versus Hulk Hogan. Luger still has the epic entrance. Hogan is back with the yellow trunks instead of the pants. And we started off with Hogan sliding into the ring. Luger jumps him. Hogan recovers. They fight to the floor. And then Hogan chokes Luger with his shirt and blatantly uses a chair while the referee just stands with his mouth open and watches. Hogan's about to finish Luger, but Miss Elizabeth hits him with a bat. Not as hard as Sting. And then Jimmy Hart snatches the bat from her and doesn't pimp slap her. They just go back to watching the match, respectively. And Luger gets the drop on Hogan when he's dealing with Elizabeth, and he signals for a torture rack. Hogan then hulks up, hits Luger with a big boot, signals for Hart to throw him the weightlifting belt or his weightlifting belt. But Luger comes in with a low blow while he was talking to Hart. So Luger tries to use the weightlifting belt on Hogan. Hogan ducks it, hits a clothesline, hits the leg drop, gets the win. And then he starts to whip Luger with his belt after the match. Ric Flair came out and he attacked Hogan. And then Luger and Flair start beating the shit out of Hogan until Stinger returned. And he kicks their asses with a baseball bat.
Yep, Shirley probably setting up a tag team match for the next pay-per-view, I'm guessing.
If anything, it's going to be Luger and Sting eventually.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have to get that payoff.
Especially with everybody walking around with broken arms. So we go back to the keep out door, and it is open now. But it was definitely not Sting because he came from another part of the arena. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. It's going to be good, right? And that leads us to our main event, Jeff Jarrett versus Scott Hall versus Psycho Sid. A three-way dance for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And I appreciate that Scott Hall is still using the Wolfpack music and still representing them, according to Michael Buffer.
Yeah.
This match was kind of a clusterfuck, if I'm being honest. Sid was awesome, kicked everybody's ass, but then there was 100 ref bumps because Jarrett kept taking him out until he got a ref out there he liked. And then Hall hit Jarrett with a razor's edge, which should have won the match if not for Jarrett's crooked referee, which Jarrett also immediately got up after taking the Hall's finish, making it look worthless. And Jarrett hits Hall with a guitar. Looks like he's going to get the win. But then Roddy Piper comes out in a ref shirt to stop the count. His arm's also broken as well. Luger got to Roddy. Jarrett gets hit with a choke slam from Sid, and then Sid hits Hall with a power bomb, and he wins the match. And it goes out. So at this point, they have not confirmed the door. We're supposed to speculate that I guess it was Roddy Piper. Which, if it was Roddy Piper, why would he lock himself in there all night?
I don't know. They did say on commentary, though, we have to believe that Piper was the one in the room.
Oh, okay.
So, do we have to believe that?
Well, it's worth noting that this was Scott Hall's last match with WCW.
Didn't even win.
Sure didn't.
Overall, though, I did think it was a pretty good pay-per-view. And by good, I mean like it wasn't. It didn't feel like rushed. There wasn't as many like just fuck finishes as they usually are. So
No, there actually was. I mean, there's stupid finishes, but no, there wasn't fuck finishes.
yeah, like remember when Vince Russo first took over, like everything was
Yeah.
someone else would come out to fit, like someone who we would have to have been watching the weekly television to understand why that person wasn't involving themselves in the match. But like, yeah, every match had some kind of finish to it that was like, okay. But tonight, yeah, it was. There were clean finishes, so somewhat of a normal pay-per-view.
Yeah, I like how I think the longest match was 15 minutes.
Was it the Texas Death?
Yeah. The Sicilian stretcher match was the second longest. But yeah, it was usually like 4 to 7 minute matches.
Okay.
So it was like enough to. It was enough to do something, but not long enough to overstay their welcome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was WCW Super Brawl 2000. Our next WCW pay-per-view is Uncensored, which is in Miami, Florida. And our main event is Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair and a Yapapai Indian strap match.
All right.
But before that, we have ECW's Hardcore Heaven 1999. We're in Poughkeepsie, New York. This was the second Hardcore Heaven to be broadcast on pay-per-view. We had 8 professional wrestling matches taking place. It was originally the main event was supposed to be a singles match with Taz and Chris Candido. But I don't know what happened because it's not telling me. So the main event is Taz versus Bubba Ray Dudley. Falls Count Anywhere match for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. We have Psycho Sid versus Just Incredible. That's cool. Rob Van Dam is getting a rematch with Jerry Lynn. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is for the World Television Championship. Lance Storm is facing Tommy Dreamer. And yeah, that's really it.
Sounds like it's going to be a pretty good card there. But I think we have next week Saturday night's main event into Clash in Italy or wherever they're going.
Oh, so it's going to be a minute.
Yeah.
Good deal.
It's either this coming week or next week. I don't know.
Well, that was our.
Well, I was going to say, essentially, yeah, we'll have back-to-back double E stuff. And then we'll get back into ECW.
We'll get there. Well, that was our wrestling rewind.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Which means we are on to the final couple segments, the news segments. But before we do that, I'm going to check the chat and see what we got going on here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And no new chatters. That's okay. Hey guys, you don't have to super chat. You can just chat away. We will see it. But it's not even here right now. So there you go. And because of that, I am going to step away for a second before we get into the news. So I'll be right back.
All right.
For my theme song, my leather black jeans on, my by any means on, part and I'm getting my scream on. Enter the kingdom, but watch it you bring home. You see a black man with a white woman at the top floor, they gon' come to kill King Kong. Middle America packed in, can't see me in my black skin. Number one question they asking, fuck every question you asking. If I don't get ran at my Catholics, it comes to conservative Baptists, claiming I'm overreacting like the black kids in Chirac, bitch. 4 in the morning, and I'm zoning, they say I'm possessed. It's the omen, I keep it 300, like the Romans, 300 bitches. We're the Trojans, baby, we living in the moment. I've been a menace for the longest, but I ain't finished. I'm devoted, and you know it, and you know it. So follow me up, cause this shit about to go. I'm doing 500, I'm out of control. But there's nowhere to go, and there's no way to slow. If I knew what I knew in the past, I would have been blacked out on your ass. 4 in the morning, and I'm zoning, they say I'm possessed. It's an omen, I keep it 300, like the Romans, 300 bitches. We're the Trojans, baby, we living in the moment. I've been a menace for the longest, but I ain't finished. I'm devoted, and you know it, and you know it. Stop all that coon shit, early morning cartoon shit. This is that goon shit, fuck up your whole afternoon shit. I'm aware I'm a wolf, soon as the moon hit. I'm aware I'm a king. Back out the tomb, bitch. Back out the room, bitch. Stop all that coon shit. These niggas ain't doing shit. Them niggas ain't doing shit. Come on, homie, what happened? You niggas ain't breathing, you gasping. These niggas ain't ready for action. Ready for action. 4 in the morning, and I'm zoning, I think I'm possessed. It's an omen, I keep it 300, like the Romans, 300 bitches. We're the Trojans, baby, we living in the moment. I've been a menace for the longest, but I ain't finished. I'm devoted, and you know it, and you know it. So follow me up, cause this shit about to go. I'm doing 500, I'm out of control. But there's nowhere to go, and there's no way to slow. If I knew what I knew in the past, I would have been blacked out on your ass. God, God, God.
And with that, let's get into some news. And as I get into it here, we can start with a little bit of funny news here. So, remember the store Hot Topic? Usually around a store that's in the malls. Sometimes they have little standalone stores, but it's like the gothic ass store. I'm talking to myself. Oh, we'll wait. We will wait, chat.
Oh, my bad. I thought
Oh.
saying all these things. Yeah, I remember Hot Topic. They have all the music shirts and stupid clothes and the leather bracelets and shit.
Yeah, so apparently they have wrestling shirts that they release every once in a while. And they released a shirt. It was a vintage shirt for the Royal Rumble 2001. And this ended up being funny. So the back of the shirt, it says "Every man for himself." Again, this is Royal Rumble 2001, and it shows the uh, people that were involved in Royal Rumble. So you have Kane and Stone Cold at the top, and then they have some more people at the bottom here. So we have the Honky Tonk Man and the Undertaker. Sorry, I'm trying to see here. Triple H, Kurt Angle, The Rock, Rakishi, Trish Stratus, and Lita. But there was one person here that they listed that just wasn't quite right. So they have Test listed. And we have it zoomed in here. So they said Test, but the picture was Titus O'Neil. So they mistaked. Well, the botch was that they put Titus O'Neil's picture in there for Test.
Good for Titus.
Yeah. Who one, his name is not Test. Two, wasn't even around in 2001. Wrestling.
He sure wasn't.
Yeah. Some people also pointed out that The Undertaker and Kane are also not correct. Like they're correct people, but that wasn't 2001 Kane and that wasn't 2001 Undertaker. I think you're really getting in the weeds if you're pointing
Was
that stuff
Honky
out.
Tonk Man 2001?
It seems like he would have been later. Or I'm sorry, earlier than that.
Right.
So, yeah, basically that shirt is all kinds of wrong. They have since took the shirt down. It did sell out too, so it'll be interesting to see if they actually ship them. But yeah, that was just a little funny thing that happened. Next we have a story from Layla. She used to be partners with Michelle McCool. She was a champion a couple times, but it was revealed that she was dating Cody Rhodes at some point early in her career and his career as well. So she
Michelle
did an
McCool?
interview. No, Layla.
Oh.
So she did an interview with this Shadow something podcast. We'll see it here in a second here. And they asked her about the her dating Cody Rhodes. Now, listen to what she said here, because this is definitely not the. I don't know what she's going for here, but it definitely doesn't sound like a compliment.
Everything that he told me that he was going to do, he's done it. So congratulations to him.
Go back a
because
little bit.
for him told me that he was going to be again.
Speaking of Cody, Did you see
Yeah.
it back in the day that this person, he's got it in him to rebel,
I
to get
almost
out of
had
the
to do a
company,
reading
and have the
transcript.
kind of path that he's had to coming back and being at the top now?
Absolutely, 100%. I saw that. I started dating Cody because I knew he was going to be a star, and he had a lot of dreams, and everything that he told me that he was going to do, he's done it. So congratulations to him, because for someone who can tell you their dreams and they're going to make it happen, and they do make it happen, congratulations. So yeah, I mean, of course I saw it, because I wouldn't have dated him or been with him if I didn't see everything that people will see now. So yeah, I did.
Speaking of your career in WWE, currently, if
Let's
you look at the
go there.
landscape, a lot of
Cut
options for
this,
professional.
cut this curry chicken off. Now, so again, it didn't turn out to be the. I don't know what she was aiming for there, but it didn't turn out the way she thought it was going to turn out. But basically, what she
Kind of
was saying,
shallow.
yes, basically, the way it came out was she started dating Cody because she saw his potential.
And she wouldn't have been with him if he wasn't a main event star or whatever.
Yeah, so essentially she clout chased. This guy's gonna be a star. Let me go ahead and get on that.
And this
So,
guy
yeah.
can't say anything.
Well, I almost did a transcript and read it off instead when I heard him.
Oh my God.
It's like, can't be having that on the channel. Also, maybe want to be getting away from clips in this current landscape of YouTube, of people getting all butthurt and copyrighty. But yeah, that was that. Again, I don't know what she was going for there. Maybe she was trying to just compliment him for being a star, but saying, "Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have dated him if I didn't see it." Like, okay, now you sound like a gold digger.
Just a bit. I wouldn't have been with him if he.
Like, if he was Tozawa, no way. But let's get into our clips of the night here. So we start out with. Oh, sorry, I lost my tab here. We can start out with speaking of Cody, let's start out with the Cody Rhodes news. So, Cody Rhodes, he was sent a cease and desist from Nintendo because of a certain piece of attire that he used to wear. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this is not really too much of real news, but I don't know. I just think it was something. So, we go to IGN for this story. So, it says Nintendo sent cease and desist to WWE champion Cody Rhodes. Undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes revealed a love of Zelda so deep it got him into trouble with Nintendo lawyers. Speaking on what he wanted to talk about, Rhodes explained to Kit Wilson, which was his guest, that he used to sometimes put the famous Legends of Zelda Triforce on his boot when he stepped into the ring before being told to stop. The three-time champion claimed that he got a cease and desist from Nintendo. Rhodes then confirmed that it was very kind. They weren't coming for anybody. I'm not the first guy to have the Triforce. Nowadays, that's the end of the quote there. Nowadays, Cody's has a much more permanent reminder of Zelda, of what Zelda means to him, as he has it Triforce tattooed on his finger, which would be funny if Nintendo's like, we're gonna need to get that finger from you too.
What did we say?
Yeah, didn't we tell you not to use our shit? Now you get. Yeah, it'd just be funny if they came after him for the finger.
The Yakuza's waiting for him.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes went on to say, "I lived that shit, dog." He explained to Wilson, "I thought the principles of the Triforce, which are power, courage, and wisdom. For those of you who don't know, Zelda wise, obviously Link is the one who got the courage. The power is Ganon. They make up three parts of the Triforce. Hey, I'm learning right now too. I'm gonna tell you, that's the whole deal." And I just like the idea of thinking and leaning towards your own wisdom or what you've learned and applied, of being ambitious and wanting to be powerful if you can in the world that's competitive, of sport.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, this goes really deep here.
It's not deep, it's fart huffy.
Is it?
It makes you feel powerful and you overcome the world and joyful. Shut up. It's a fucking video game. It's escapism. Why does it have to?
Yeah, and you can go read the rest of that article there. I don't think I want to continue with it. But yeah, it's a deep, I mean, it was, that's really getting deep in the lore. I didn't know he was that deep into Zelda. I didn't even know that much about Zelda, and I think I've played every game. I think, well, I've played every game except for the newest one that came out on Switch 2, because I don't have a Switch 2. But yeah, every other game of Zelda I've played, and I don't think I think maybe just because I stick to the video game, I don't like go outside of that. That I don't know any of that whole shit that he's talking about.
I don't think he does either. I think he just made up some words.
Well, he's probably could take. I don't know. He probably. I can see what he's saying there, but yeah, he probably like took it. I don't know. Maybe there was a comic or something that explained all that shit.
No, he's trying to say what it meant to him. And he's a good guy now, so he has to be all seeing things that aren't there or shit.
Find hope and everything.
Yeah. There's no hope, Cody. Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, I mean, Nintendo doesn't play though. Like people, I've heard of people like getting shit from like selling, just like at their house, putting Nintendo shit on it. They get caught up, or like people who put like stuff on Etsy. They got Nintendo's logos on it, and they find that shit, they will take you down. They don't care.
Good on them, I guess.
Yeah, they're really ones not to play around with Nintendo. It's
Is that
funny
worth
though
it?
that for who?
Nintendo.
Well, they're very protective of their brand.
I get that, but at what point does it cost too much to, go after every little person that uses your name?
I don't know. I guess for them it's still worth it. But yeah, at some point it's a point of diminishing return. Like you're hitting up people at flea markets because they're using your shit.
Right. Like, what are you? Yeah, okay, you're doing the cease and desist, but how much does it cost you to tell people to stop? And if they don't stop, and then you see these people and they don't have two sticks to rub together and you get nothing out of it, like, what are you really gaining or preventing?
I don't know. It's just them being a bully. So like I said, they don't like. I mean, there was a point where they wouldn't even let people stream their games. I think they've backed out on that because I see people streaming their games now. But yeah, it's like, hey, not even you can't even stream our shit.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like, golly.
This was early YouTube because they didn't understand the fair use shit.
Yeah. And now it's literally built into the console to be able to stream.
Yep. They've embraced it.
Yeah. Well, they kind of had to. It was just, especially with where streaming is now, and maybe WWE can understand this too. This stuff does help, like, get your stuff out there. It's your free advertisement. Is what I'm getting at there.
Unless it's the advertisements coming from React streamers.
Well, even that they got people. They're advertising the show for people.
I would say, if anything, they're deterring.
The React streamers.
Yep.
Well, they got people watching them. I don't know how that would be deterring.
People would watch a train wreck.
They do watch train wrecks.
There you go. That doesn't speak to the quality.
I don't know if it's any different than watching someone play a video game. I mean, it's probably about the same.
Well, you can argue the gameplay. See their strats.
I guess. Yeah, that is kind of about the same. Watching a React streamer and watching a video game streamer.
Yeah, but the video game streamer is actually doing something.
Playing a game.
Exactly.
They didn't create it.
They're
just playing it.
But they're not just sitting there watching it and then providing like very surface level commentary after the fact, or just fake reactions.
Well, I've seen some people just watching. There's this big streamer. I mean, he doesn't do it all the time, but there's this big streamer, Tim the Tatman, who's got a like. He's always just watching other streamers.
Well, that's not playing video games then.
Well, no, he's watching. He's like some of these games they put like spectate mode in, and he'll like just spectate other people playing.
Oh, well, that doesn't count.
But
I'm talking about like actually playing the fucking video game. Not whatever that is. He streams himself watching streams?
well, he doesn't do it all the time, but like he'll like if he's taking a lunch break or something, he'll just put someone else on.
Oh. That's still different though.
True.
Like, I think if you're just sitting there playing a video game, you're at least doing something. You're engaging somewhat with the stream and with the audience. Maybe you're taking suggestions from them or whatever. Maybe they decided what you want to or what you're playing.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's in there with the understanding that whoever it is just going to sit there and play video games. With a React streamer, you think you're going to get some like commentary or whatever, but really, not. It's hardly ever the case.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, I hear something. I'll be right back. I gotta go figure out what this is.
Yeah, those React streamers. But I don't understand why Nintendo. Well, apparently this was prior to Cody's involvement with WWE, so I don't understand why this is a story now all of a sudden. Yeah. Looks like Cody's been a Zelda fan all his life. Look at that. It's before he had his little bleach blonde hair. Yeah. He compares Twilight Princess to wrestling. Crazy.
All right.
All right.
Figured it out. It was one of my freaking things were like one of my battery operated things. Not a, I don't know how to say it. Something I saw on eBay started going off.
Was it a marital aid?
A what?
A marital aid?
No. That's what I said. I don't know how to. I don't know how to say it without it sounding weird. It was a children's toy, but
Oh, that's just sick.
it moved to a position where it started making noise. Anyway, it was distracting. But obviously, we'll cut that part out.
Obviously.
I guess we can just go on to the next story here. So, you guys, you made fun of me for, well, not really anybody made fun of me, but you questioned, oh, why are you in the cards? But I keep telling you guys, this trading card thing is just going crazy, and we have a story here that's going to prove it. And actually, if you pay attention here, the story might be able to make you rich. So, the quick way to put this is last year, Tops, they did a for the first year, they did patch cards, WrestleMania patch cards, where well, they also did debut patches, but they did WrestleMania patch cards, where they put inside of a trading card, they put like these little WrestleMania patches, and certain superstars got them. Randy Orton was one of those superstars.
What's a WrestleMania patch?
So they each wore like just like a patch, like a literal patch that said WrestleMania on it. But they each wore it on different parts of their clothing.
I see.
So Randy Orton wore this on his trunks, I believe, and the card was put. The card was retrieved. It was put up on auction, and it sold. And it would go on to sell, be the second highest selling trading card in wrestling history. Number one being, well, for my research, I think number one was a Hogan autograph card from his rookie year. Um, sorry, I'm looking for the article that's there was not the one I wanted to use. There was another one I had wanted to use, but I didn't. I guess I lost it. But that's okay. We will go to Bleacher Report here for the tie-in. So, Bleacher Report says, well, okay, before the Bleacher Report, let's go to the story. So if you like scroll down, there's one from Tops, and it just says Randy Orton 1 of 1 WrestleMania 41 patch autograph fetched $42,100 at auction last night, making it the second most expensive trading card of all time. There are other patches out, so there's one for like, which we assume will be the most expensive one, John Cena, since that was his WrestleMania where he won number 17. In fact, that patch for John Cena, it hasn't yet been retrieved, and there is an offer already out there of $100,000. So if someone finds that card, they can retrieve the $100,000 bounty, aka someone will buy it for $100,000. Now, why Bleacher Report is in this, it says that the New York Knicks star Karl Anthony Towns, he was the one that got outbidded. So, again, the WrestleMania 41 patch autograph trading card of the legendary Randy Orton went on to sell for $42,100 at auction on Monday night. Towns revealed that he was outbid for the card at the last minute, making a $40,000 offer. And so, yeah, $2,000 shy of owning that card. And he's offered $60,000 for the John Cena card. And again, someone outbid him there too, because they said they'll pay $100,000 for it.
He just doesn't want it bad enough.
Yeah, I didn't know he owned a card thing, but I guess he does. But yeah, that's the story there. So, a trading card, a little piece of cardboard that is, I don't know, 3 by, probably like 4 by 3, less than even like a pound, sold for $42,000. That's a lot of people's salary. If you work at McDonald's, that's more than your salary.
Well, I think the patch is what they're buying.
It is, but uh, and this was also significant because this was his 20th WrestleMania, uh, and this is again the first year that someone. This was the first year that this was done. These patches. I'll go ahead and remind you guys that there were also rookie patches done for all the rookies that debuted after WrestleMania, so keep an eye out for those. But
Yeah, they're
yeah,
buying the patch that was worn during WrestleMania. I think the card is secondary there.
well, it's on a card. Like you got to get the card to get
Well,
the
yeah,
patch.
but the patch is what they want.
No, they want the card.
They're not spending $40,000 on just the card.
Yes.
No.
Well, the patch with the card.
Yes.
You see, cards are quickly becoming the new art for this generation. So if you have someone in your house, you can say, "Oh yeah, like that's what you show. Oh, this was from Randy Orton's 20th WrestleMania." So it's the card and the patch that you're showing. The whole thing. It's like if it was I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to equate it to art. Maybe it's like this was painted by Picasso, but it's also the painting and the artist that you're buying. Kind of the same thing there. You're buying the card, but you're buying the patch as well. Maybe that's not a jump there.
I think a little bit.
But yes, guys and gals, if you find the one of one John Cena patch that is still out there, it has not been opened yet, as far as we know. You can get a quick $100,000 just from finding that card. You would have to open a exquisite box, which I'm sure now that this Randy Orton has sold is probably now out of the price range of what you can what you can buy. Exalted box, sorry, that's it. That's what they're called. But yeah, probably just now out of the price range. So you had your chance, and now you're not going to be able to get it. But if you happen to have one and you were just sitting on the box, you can try to open it, and hopefully you have inside the John Cena patch. I remember I put out feel or I wanted to the Stephanie Vaquer patch. Now seeing as what these prices are, I understand I will never get it, but before we knew that. But yeah, that's where trading cards are going. Uh, there was another card, not wrestling related, but there was another card for Aaron Judge that just sold for over $1 million. He's a baseball player. So yeah, these cards they're really shooting up in value.
I'll take
But
your word for it.
yeah, but yeah, that was just something I wanted to throw out there so you guys know. And again, there's your chance at $100,000. And finally, let's talk a little bit of Rhonda Rousey. Rowdy Rhonda Rousey. And not just because she just put on a demolishing of Gina Carano. She beat her in 17 seconds at this big hyped up UFC event. Not that. But to promote this event, she was doing the rounds and she did an interview. and she said something that a lot of fans took offense with, wrestling fans primarily, of course. But I don't think it was something that it's even out of the realm here. So Ronda Rousey, and we go to the takedown on Sports Illustrated. She was doing this whole interview, and if we go down there, she was asked a question. Let's see, I'm skipping down here. Okay, so we have it here. And sorry, I lost my page here, so let me get back. Okay, so it says ahead of her showdown with Carano on Saturday night. Again, she already, this is after Saturday, and she put her out in 17 seconds. Ronda Rousey is confident, ready, and extremely aware of the impact she's made on women's sports across the board. She said, I'm very aware that women are headlining WWE because of me, Rousey said. That women are headlining and making big paydays in boxing because of me, and bare knuckle boxing, and full contact karate, and everything that's a contact sport. I'm very proud. I'm very, very proud of seeing all the success the women are having because I was able to prove their commercial viability. And everyone's trying to recapture the lightning in a bottle. She would go on to say, I'm so happy to see it. I don't think I'll ever be able to fully understand the scope of those ripple effects, nor anybody else, but that's not why I do it. I'm very, very proud, and it's very cool to see. I'm glad it's got to the point where things are so different that people forget how it used to be. I'm not mad of that. I'm proud. So that was the quote, and the thing that people jumped at her at, and they didn't jump at her. They just jumped at the article here, that she is aware that women are headlining WWE because of her. And for some reason, people disagree with this. And reading that people were disagreeing with it, I thought I was being trolled because she is absolutely 100% the reason that women are main eventing pay-per-views. And they don't even main event now, if you think about it.
No, they don't, unless they have their own stupid pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that's someone's got to do it at that point. But when Ronda Rousey came in, she came in with the name value of being Ronda Rousey, being the baddest woman on the planet, UFC main events. So she brought that clout into WWE, which is part of the reason why she was able to main event WWE. She was main eventing WrestleMania, and that doesn't happen because if she's not there, it just doesn't. So I don't know where people were just like misremembering the fact that yeah, it doesn't happen if Ronda Rousey doesn't come in. Sasha
'Cause-
Banks wasn't going to do it. Go ahead.
It's just because they don't like her.
Well, no, that was Lacey Evans. What did she say? She said something about Sandy Hook or something. I don't know.
I don't know. She was anti-vax, and then she got into it with Slaughter.
I thought that was Lacey Evans.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's who you were talking about.
No, I'm talking about Rhonda.
Then what? I don't know then.
Yeah, she said something about Sandy Hook. Oh yeah, she had to apologize for it recently. Something about Sandy Hook being not true or something. Which I don't even fully understand what Sandy Hook is, so don't even come after me for that. But yeah, she said something about it, and then she had to apologize like very recently about it. But yes, maybe they're harboring that and that's the reason they don't want to give her credit. But take that out. Like,
Well, what's more is she didn't respect the WWE. She didn't seem to respect wrestling.
she didn't.
So that's why they're discrediting her.
Yeah, but you got to be able to separate that and understand that she's not. Again, women don't headline now, and she's gone. Put two and two together. They headlined at WrestleMania, and yes, Charlotte Flair was there, and Becky Lynch was there. Really, it was only supposed to be her and Becky Lynch, and then Charlotte Flair literally just got thrown in there because Vince McMahon wanted her in there. Like, one time, I remember that he just came out on Raw and was like, "There's someone else being added to this match," and then Charlotte Flair's music hit, and it's like, okay, like no story whatsoever. He just threw her in there. But perhaps looking back at it, 14-time champion or whatever it is, she added name value to it. But it was supposed to initially be just Becky Lynch and, well, I'll go ahead and say Charlotte Flair did make it better, but it was supposed to initially just be Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. But Ronda Rousey was the reason that it was even going to be.
Yeah, she kicked open a lot of doors.
Yeah, and she was main eventing UFCs, and
She
it was
was.
because of that. Yeah, it was because of that she was able to. WWE put so much into the women wrestling.
And who was main eventing before her?
And which one?
Either one.
There was no one.
Exactly.
Yes, there were women in like main event segments, like AJ Lee. She was in main event segments. Eve Torres was in main event segments. You could say Lita and Trish. Maybe they would main event like a Raw or something, but not WrestleMania. I mean, in the UFC, I couldn't even tell. Now, I'm not that big of a UFC aficionado, so I couldn't even tell you in the UFC who was before her.
I could damn well guarantee that there's no other woman that's main evented a UFC fight before her.
Yeah.
Probably after too.
Well, they've done it since. I think Amanda Nunes or whatever her name
okay,
is.
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, in the WWE, they definitely don't main event now, and they're not going to main event. I don't see a woman main eventing of WrestleMania for a while, especially if Bianca Belair's out for a while. So there's no like mega, and by main event we mean like night 2 main event, not night 1, night 2.
Said you had to put that caveat.
Yeah, night 1 officially is not even. It's the WrestleMania pre-show. So if you're main eventing WrestleMania night 1, then it no longer counts. There was a little crack in the door for that to be a conversation, but it's closed after this year's WrestleMania. It is clear that they treat that as the pre-show.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see maybe Rhea Ripley, but
not anymore.
No.
She needs to eat a cracker.
Well, she's had a little bit of body progress. She shared a picture recently. She's got a little bit of muscle coming.
It was AI.
Maybe. But you know,
Now she's too
Montez,
fat. She needs to lose weight.
you know, Montez Ford, he's got his body back, so you know. But yeah, that's about all I can say on it. Ronda Rousey, it's yes, people are just putting personal feelings in front of the facts, which I guess I can't put it past them. But to say she's not the reason that women are where they are, well, where they were, because they're not where they were right now. They're not where they were, and that just further proves why they were where they were when they were where they were. Ah, that's the video. But that's all I got on that. And that is all I got total. So, just double checking here. Yep, that is all I got. So, is there anything else from you?
Just have a good night.
And on that note, we'll check the chat one more time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And survey says one more for the good guys.